G'day everyone, and welcome to part 3 of our Murray River off-grid series of videos. In this one we start off at Hogwash Bend, one of our most favourite locations on the Murray River, and this is the sort of place you go to if you want to sit back and relax and just take it all in. From Hogwash Bend we go to the historic Overland Corner Hotel, and this is one of the oldest buildings in the Riverland. It was built in 1859, and it's there that we have ourselves a meal, and it's a meal that you wish that you hadn't eaten for a week before you got there. It was huge, one of the biggest schnitzels that we've ever eaten. But then perhaps I should have said try to eat, because we just could not get through it all. From the Overland Hotel we make our way to Cobdogla, and it's there that we set ourselves up in the caravan park. I'm Mick, and this is Sally. Together we've been caravanning Australia since the 1980s, and more recently we started to put the videos together just to show you some of what we see out there. There's a lot to see in Australia, and we hope you enjoy what we have here to show you. You can follow us on our trips via the following social media platforms. Well, we've just finished setting up here at Hogwash Bend, and a beautiful day today, not a cloud in the sky. There was when we left Morgan this morning to come here, but they're all gone now, all burnt off, beautiful, and just a gentle breeze blowing. So we're not sure how long we're going to be here. Obviously it's going to depend on the weather conditions. We don't want to get stuck here if it really rains heavy and it gets very muddy. We've got to be careful of that, but really looking forward to our stay here. When we come to Hogwash Bend, if we can, we camp down where we currently are. Well, in this general area at least, where you're on the beach and you're close to the water. But there's one thing about a river camping situation: you don't have to worry about that water coming up with the high tide during the night and causing you issues. But very nice here, close to the water. What more could you want? There are no facilities of any kind here at Hogwash Bend to assist the camper being here. You need to bring your own water, have your own toilet, be fully self-sufficient, and leave the area cleaner than what you found it in. There were a reasonable number of other campers here whilst we were here, and some of those were in a group together and some were on their own, but there is enough room here. It allows everyone to spread out, unless it's a long weekend of course, or during the summer period when the speedboats are here. It allows campers to spread out and have their own area. For those that don't wish to drive down onto the beach sandy area to camp, there are camping locations, what we call up the top, and that's all on firm ground. Need to take care if it's raining, of course. It does become a bit sticky, but plenty of room up there to camp. There is a big sandbar in the river here, and that's directly out in front of the spot where we're camped, and for swimmers it's ideal because it allows you to go out into the river for a long way before it gets very deep. This big old gum tree was a victim of the 2023 flood, and it fell over, but it's slowly getting cut back, and as time progresses I guess it'll disappear altogether. Always nice sitting by a fire alongside the river here, birds swimming in the water, and sunsets like this. Not a big colourful sunset, but it's still a sunset, and we've seen some beautiful sunsets over the years here. The serenity of it all, it just does not get any better. We had one of the local kookaburras come and sit on the awning upright. Perhaps it thought it was going to get something to eat. Looking away from the sunset, plenty of water reflections, and then when you turn around and look into the sun, you've got the cloud, all of it shining nicely, so beautifully in the water. There's something special about watching a sunset go down over a river, or you're watching the smoke rising up into the sky as you're camping alongside the river, or even better still, you're watching those red hot coals as your fire slowly burns down. There's just something special that you can't get when you're in a caravan park. I know a lot of people may think differently on that, but having your own room and watching all this in such peace and quiet, there's something special for sure. After such a beautiful day yesterday, it was disappointing to wake up to rain this morning, but as the day progressed, that cloud started to lift, and that gave us the opportunity to get the fire going. We enjoy a nice campfire when we're out camping, but with the availability of wood and not having any on board at times, sometimes it doesn't occur. During the day, we watched this boat come down the river, and he was sitting heavy in the water, and the back of the boat was pushing hard down, and that gave us quite a wake as the water reached the shore in front of us. From Hogwash Bend, the next location that we're going to go to was the Overland Corner Hotel. Now this one is located on the opposite side of the river, so we first went up towards Barmera, crossed over there, and then the short distance back's down to the hotel. Even though we did get a little bit of rain while we were here at the river, the road was dry and it made the pull up the bank quite easy as we made our way back towards the bitumen. We have got more rain on the forecast unfortunately, but here we are, we're heading past that part of Lake Bonney that we'll be camping at in a few days' time. And now we're turning left, leaving the main bitumen to take us down to the Overland Corner Hotel. And as we turn into the back of the hotel, we can see there's quite a crowd there. It was our intention to actually camp here because you can camp at the back of the pub, but quite busy when we got here and the ground was very muddy. So in the end we sort of surveyed what we had and weighed up our options and decided, well, we'd go in for a meal and perhaps move on and find somewhere else for the night to camp. From the area at the rear of the hotel, there is this walkway that will take you up into the back of the pub and beautiful beer garden, call it what you like, but seating and umbrellas outside. And we've been here on the warmish sort of days when we've been travelling in the Riverland and you're struggling to get a seat. So if you want to come to the pub and have the best experience possible, bookings are essential. The Overland Hotel was established in 1860, and I'll leave a link in the video description below that will take you to some of the web pages that will share some of that history with you. When we walked into the back of the hotel, the first thing that greeted us was a warm fire, and then as we made our way through the corridor we went up into the dining room. Now we were the first ones here, we were nice and early, and because we didn't have a booking unfortunately, but we got in. So these are the schnitzels that we had, and I put my hand alongside it just to illustrate the size of it, and they were huge. After our very large meal, we backtracked for 17 kilometres, and that was to take us back to Cobdogla, and it was there that we're going to book into the caravan park. We were a little bit early for the check-in times here at the caravan park, but they made some arrangements and made sure things were ready, and then we were good to go in. Good day everyone, and change of plans. We were going to stay out at the Overland Corner Hotel, but that didn't work out in the end, so we're here at Cobdogla a day earlier, and we're in the caravan park, and been here many times before, and it is a lovely caravan park, so we'll go 2 days ahead on our schedule and reshuffle our schedule to do other things later on. Staying here like we will be only going to put us 1 day ahead of our schedule and not 2, as I just mentioned, so never mind about that. The caravan park has very big sites, and for the travelling public most of them are very nice lawn. When we do any trip in our caravan, we don't have a schedule to run to. We have an idea where we might want to be at certain times, but if we get there, we get there. If we don't, we don't, and that's how we roll. So whether we're 1 or 2 days behind or 1 or 2 days ahead, it will not make any difference to us. It's just beautiful to be out here enjoying what we love. There's the normal things in this caravan park, swimming pool here, and alongside the swimming pool is a camp kitchen. Within the camp kitchen, it offers everything that the traveller would want to be able to cook himself a feed and sit down and eat it. And alongside the camp kitchen, a bit of a play gym. There's nothing big and flash at this caravan park. It's just down to earth and friendly, and everything that you would need to survive. There are a number of cabins here, different styles of cabins. You got these here with the lawns etc. around them, and no doubt they would be different from the ones that you drive past as you first enter into the caravan park. At the river end of the caravan park is where all the unpad sites are, and you've got a big number of sites that we're looking at now. They're a crushed gravel or a dirt type of base. And as well, you've got some lawn. Not as many lawn unpad sites, but you have got some, and the lawn is in very good condition. The area that we're looking at now is perhaps a day use area. That I'm not sure. I don't even know whether it's part of the caravan park area at all, but there's a boat ramp down here that people can launch boats from, I guess, and people go fishing down here. Whether they're all people that would normally reside or be visitors to the caravan park, that I'm not sure. Only a very short walk or a very short distance from the caravan park is one of the main boat ramps that take you out onto the water of the Murray River. Now this is a public area and a beautiful boat ramp here, and unfortunately it's got a lot of duckweed, what we call duckweed, or Sally and I would call duckweed, that's developed here and grown, and it must play havoc with the water pumps on some of the engines on the outboards of the boats that launch in this area, but we've never seen it like this. Perhaps it's caused by very little water movement in the river at the time. If anyone does know, it would be very interesting to hear. With an undercover barbecue, tables and chairs, and another shelter to offer plenty of shade, it makes for an ideal picnic area. The area also has flushing toilets. From the barbecue area, we followed the river along, and that was going to take us back up to the caravan park. Normally by now, as we travel around the Riverland, we would have expected to be able to show you more than one spectacular sunset, but for some reason, whether it was just too much cloud during the day and then it'd burn off during the night, we're not sure. But yet, we haven't seen one. Well, our time here at Cobdogla has come to an end, and we move on tomorrow morning. Not travelling very far, we're actually going over to Lake Bonney, and that's at Barmera. And we had a bit of a look over there today, and we selected the site that we want, and they are off-grid free, or they're not free, they're low-cost camp, not very expensive at all, and that's on the side of the lake. We've got 3 nights already booked on a site over there, and hopefully most of the rain's gone. We had a lot of rain last night and a lot of water on the side of the road as we were driving around today, but Lake Bonney will be the start of the next video, and until that video does go up, you take care and look after yourself.